All right, this is the last class of the day. The topic we're going to cover today is exponents. So let's begin by doing the one on the top left first. So we have 3 squared. 3 squared. 3 squared means 3 times 3. You see that 2 right there means to multiply 3 by itself 2 times, and so 3 times 3 we know is equal to 9. So 3 squared is equal to 9. Okay, so over here where we have 3 cubed, or 3 to the third power, you see that 3 right there, that means to multiply the base 3 times to itself. 3 times 3 times 3. And we know that 3 times 3 is 9. And 3 times 9 is 27. Okay, so 3 to the power of 3 is equal to 27. Here, 1/3 to the power of 2. 1/3 to the power of 2 just means to multiply the base to itself 2 times. 1/3 times 1/3. And we know how to multiply fractions. We multiply straight across. 1 times 1 is 1. And 3 times 3 is 9. That's our answer right there. And finally over here, same principle. We multiply the base by itself 3 times. 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3. And 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3, if we multiply the numerator 1 times 1, we get 1 on top. And we multiply 3 times 3 times 3, we get 27. Alright, and that is our answer. So 1/3 to the third power is equal to 1 over 27. Okay, very easy. That's what exponents do. Let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. In some cases, you might have a base with an exponent times another base with an exponent. So in this case, just to point out, the 4, that's called the base. The base. Okay. When the bases are the same, in this case they are, what we can do, and here what this is doing, there's a imaginary multiplication sign that we're multiplying. What we can do in this case is we keep the base 4, and then we add the exponents 2 plus 3. And we know that 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. So once again, when they have the same base, we add the exponents and we keep the base. Over here, once again, they have the same base, so we keep the base and we add the exponents. This gives us 5 to the power of 6. Alright? Over here, the bases are variables. It's okay, we can still work with variables. We do x, and we add the exponents, and we know that 10 plus 12 is equal to 22. Alright, so once again, when they have the same bases and we're multiplying them, we add their exponents. Alright, next slide. Subtracting exponents. Now in this case, we're dividing, okay? This line right here, this one, that means to divide, okay? That's the dividing line, alright? So in this case, again, we check to see if they have the same base, and they do. So now, we keep the base, and we subtract. It's always the top minus the bottom, alright? So in this case, the top is 5, and the bottom is 2. So we keep the base 6, and we know that 5 minus 2 is 3. So our answer is 6 to the third power. Okay, we do this one in a similar way. The bases are the same, so we keep the base, and it's the top exponent minus the bottom. And I know that 8 minus 3 is 5. And that right there is my answer. one last one with the variable. We check to see if they have the same base. They do. So we keep the base and we do the top minus the bottom. That gives us 12 minus 8, I know is 4. So that's my answer right there. Alright? So in this case, we subtract the exponents. The previous slide, we added the exponents. Okay, let's go on to the next slide. The next slide is a combination of adding and subtracting exponents. In this case, first I'm going to focus on the numerator, on the numbers on top. They have the same base, so I keep the base and I add the exponents because here I'm multiplying. And I still have the 2 to the 4th power down here. This becomes 2 to the 11th over 2 to the 4. And if you remember, when I'm dividing, that means division, right? When I'm dividing, I keep my base and I subtract the top exponent minus the bottom. And I know that 11 minus 4 is equal to 7. So after I simplify this, I get 2 to the 7th power. Alright? Let's do the other one. On the top, I have the same base, so I'm going to add the exponents. On the bottom, I have the same base, so I'm going to add those exponents. I simplify it. I get 3 to the power of 14 and 3 to the power of 11. Finally, I subtract the top exponent minus the bottom, and I get 3 to the power of 3. And I know that 3 to the power of 3 is equal to 27. Alright, I hope this lesson wasn't too difficult. Exponents do come up on the KC exam, that is why I'm covering them. And they also do come up in the second semester of algebra. Anyways, go ahead and finish up the classwork. I believe it's a handout. Complete it, and I will pick it up tomorrow. Thank you. Have a nice day.